The Mid-Morning Mic Check with Mike Rogers and Austin York on DFW's #1 for news, traffic, and weather. News Radio 1080 KRLD. Depend on it.
All right, if you've been thinking about taking a road trip, but you just haven't had the time or the money, not to worry. John Butler has taken that trip for us. He's got a new book out called HEARTLAND HIGHWAYS, In Search of America, all about his travels. And he's even got a video preview to go along with it on YouTube.
This book isn't just a road trip. It's a search for America, found in the forgotten corners, in the detours, in the people we no longer see. We just pass by.
And John Butler joins us right now. John, good morning. That was very dramatic.
Hey, Austin and Mike, good to be with you.
Tell me, what gave you this idea?
Well, I was alone watching the news one hot August night here in Texas, also looking at the news feed on my phone. And for a quick background, I became a single dad after my wife died of cancer and raised our 2 children still in elementary school. Well, the kids grew up, and my dog died, and other loves were found and lost. And so I'm sitting alone eating Chinese takeout food, looking at the news feed on my phone and on TV. And Americans seem to be setting each other's hair on fire. It was all chaos with street riots and a mixture of divisive politicians, entertainers, and criminals. And if true, well, it wasn't the America that I thought I knew. So I tell in my book, Heartland Highways in Search of America, as a kid, I read a book about John Steinbeck's road trip he did in the 60s. And I thought that'd be cool to do someday. And then I was sparked to travel across America, to actually do it by a literary agent friend after we were complaining about the news. And he said, you ought to just go across America and interview people, talk to people, and see what America's really like beyond the news headlines. So I found an Airstream van. I set off to search for America, stayed off the interstates, and took the blue highways and back roads.
That's it. And you described yourself as a detourist. So what's that?
Yeah. So I took the detours to the small towns, the diners, places in serendipity, really. I had no itinerary. I just wanted to discover America as I found it, just literally. What do I find? The locals would tell me about a place or an interesting local person to talk to, or they'd say, hey, there's this place just down the road. It's only 15 minutes away. You can't miss it. Spoiler alert, I usually missed it, but I found something better.
Gotcha. Here's some of the weird people that you met here. A retired Harlem Globetrotter? You actually go into this.
Yeah, really, really cool guy. Gator Rivers in Savannah, Georgia. I met him in a diner there, a little restaurant, local place, and we kind of hit it off talking and spent a lot of time with him. But his mom was 12 years old when she had him, okay? So later, fast forward, he's about 12. They're sitting in a movie theater watching a show about the Harlem Globetrotters. He points with his mom. He says, Mom, that's what I'm going to be someday. And he did it. When he retired from being with the Harlem Globetrotters, he came back to Savannah in his neighborhood, worked with kids there. And I asked him, I said, what do you find different about the way you grew up and then working with the kids today like you're doing? And he said, well, back in my day, my attitude was, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I can do. And he said, the kids today is like, you show me what you can do for me. He said, it's a little hard to work with, but he was doing it.
John, tell me, how many miles in all?
33,321 miles.
Good Lord.
I didn't intend that, my friend. I was going to be gone for like a month or two, but
what was the name of the vehicle?
It was an Airstream van, and I named it Argo after the first steamship that intentionally navigated the Earth, circumnavigated it, and also Jason and the Argonauts, and I just thought that kind of applies.
All right, what's the biggest surprise that you found on the road, though? Is there one thing that surprised you?
Well, it was that people were nice and helpful all over, and literally everywhere. It wasn't what you see on TV, People were talking about politics. They didn't bring that up, really, mostly. I was in the middle of New York City, and I had trouble getting the subway. and my card that I'd purchased didn't work. And a lady came up, a young professional, and she said, "Here, let me help you." And she swiped her card. I said, "You got to be kidding me." It's just nice acts of kindness like that all across America.
Real quick, John, last question. You mentioned you were in that diner in Savannah. I'm guessing there was a lot of diner food on this trip. What was the best thing you ate over those 33,000 miles?
Oh, my gosh. Well, there was no chicken fried steak like you find here in Texas. But and the barbecue is way different in a lot of other parts of the world. But probably, just probably the chili. They seem to be good with that, and the soups and grilled cheese sandwiches, and my favorite, sloppy joes.
Yeah, all right.
Comfort foods. Everyone's good at comfort foods.
And now it's time to diet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
John, listen, thanks so much. The name of the book, Heartland Highways in Search of America. Where can you get it?
On Amazon, just put in Heartland Highways. And John W. You got to put the W in there because there's a couple other John Butlers, but John W. Butler, and it'll also be in Barnes and Noble and bookstores fairly soon.
Very cool, John. Thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes to talk with us about it.